Welcome back to season 2 of Misfits. Last time on Misfits, an escape. A band of peculiar allies, along with a few newfound friends, Aris of Bomobo, Salawin Starbright, and a peculiar hooded lady who doesn't really speak, escaped from the sleet on an airship bound for Fordinn in Gorfan. Along the way, Anthony, Aris, and Lady Tan, I think, helped to save some of the people of a small hamlet that was alight, resulting in thanks from villagers and the captain of the airship alike, and not going unnoticed. Now the Misfits are arriving in Fordinn, the great city of men, and whilst they are excited, they are also cautious, as the captain's cautious has weighed on their minds. All is not as it seems. There are a great many characters in the Misfits now, and so at the start of this new beginning, we're going to go and actually do introductions for once, starting with Anthony. Aha. Great. Harold. Yes. Does tend to happen. Indeed, thank you. Ruva. Yes. Mm. Yeah. Indeed. Tan. Yes. Yeah, you're healed up now. Yes. Um. Yes. Yes. Don't worry, we're getting to that. Hmm. You do. You do. You do. Is that what the spell was? Yeah. Cool. Cool. Okay. Hmm. Me neither, but that's probably what happened. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure that'll come in handy down the line. Um. So, yeah. Along the way, you've picked up many allies at this point. Marie, known as the Listener, a halfling rogue who has been traveling with you almost since the beginning. More recently, Aris of Bomobo, a cleric who is just starting off on his journey of adventure, but has proved himself a worthy ally, and it's all going pretty great. Salowin Starbright, an elf who is a businessman and not really in the realms of fighting, but he's done his best to stay and keep your guys' backs while you're fighting the sleet, even though he is a bit mentally unhinged at this point because he spent a long time stuck out there in the colds on the Spearhead Mountains. And a peculiar hooded lady with knives, who doesn't really speak much and you don't really know anything about, but she's proved herself very capable. Yeah. But yeah, so it's been another couple of days since the little incident with the fire. Um, and you hear a horn blast go out, which you were told would signify when Fordinn was coming into the view, as it is quite a sight for people who have not seen it before. Where are you? I don't think any of you have been to Fordham. Um, so what are you all doing when this kind of, sound goes off? Aha. Nice. Okay, what about the rest of you? Yeah, I'd imagine so. Mhm. Yeah, 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 it's an airship. Okay. The people are very little. You are quite hyped still, and um, Salowin hasn't come up. He's seen Fordin a few times, as has Marie, so she's keeping an eye on him. But Aris is up here, and so is the peculiar lady. She's just standing staring off and looking into the distance. It looks like she's sharpening a knife, but it's very discreet and hard to tell, but you wouldn't put it past her. But yeah, as the sun starts to rise and cast its light on this glorious magical city, you know, you'd almost imagine that they intentionally arrived at this exact moment, just to, you know, capture the city at its most majestic. Its fields and farms extending out far beyond the huge giant plateau on which the city rests, with huge spires and towers made out of stone. The largest buildings you've ever seen. And then even within there is another large wall, taller than all of the buildings. And in there lies what you can only assume is the royal castle, though it is incredibly tall, like some of the buildings on the outside, but scaled up. It is covered in towers and parapets and points and all sorts of stuff. And to the rear you can see what appears to be a forest, but the trees are a greyish white colour, and they kind of shimmer when the light catches them. The ship continues on, and passes over most of the city, which is absolutely massive. Why don't you make me a perception roll? You are not. Okay. Tanitha, you're just amazed at the beauty of this place. It's one of the most amazing looking places you've ever seen. Harold and Ruva, you know, it is very impressive. Ruva, you perhaps reckon that, you know, not necessarily that, but that if Murstein had seen it, he'd probably scoff and be like, "Ha! I could build something twice as good in half the time," but it is still rather impressive. And Harold, you're just like, well, you know, this must be what lots of normal people live like, but yeah, something does seem a bit off about it to you two, but you can't put a finger on what it is. True, true. But yeah, the ship passes over a great deal of the city, and actually passes over the humongous stone wall, which keeps the main city from the walled castle tower thing. We're talking very humongous, and I'll give you a measurement at some point in the future when I figure it out. No. Basically, lots of the towers and spires in the outer city are like, you know, skyscrapers. They're big. The wall's bigger than that. The castle's bigger than the wall. So super flipping massiveness size. Unfathomable, we shall say. Big, yeah. So the ship flies over, And on the inside of the wall, there's actually a landing bay for the airships. There's a couple already there. There's lots of space, and you can see some of the crew on there with some kind of glass things in their hand, which are coloured glass or crystal or something, waving them to direct the ship into one of the bays. The ship soon lands, and you can hear people starting to disembark. Okay. What about the rest of you up on the top of the deck? That is where you are. Yeah, it's like at the front of the ship. So. Okay. Fair, fair. Anthony, you'd probably have a faint idea of what's happening, that you're landing, but you're not entirely sure. But a few minutes later, you hear a knock at the door. Anthony, Anthony, what you doing? Right, says Marie. Well, I will leave you to it, but we've landed, so don't be too long, please. We need to go. Yeah. Marie's already gone. Salarin's kind of just standing there, looking at you. That. Mm, I know that. Salawin. Salawin. Yeah. Uh-huh. Hmm. Then why the flip did you say it? How old are you, Anthony? Makes sense. And he walks off. Meanwhile, with the rest of you, nope, that makes sense. Yeah, you're already off. Aris's has followed Tanitha's lead and is also one of the first to get off the ship. No. So, eventually, all of you end up of the airship. The landing pad. Yeah, so yes, it's kind of like a, like a walk this way, please, kind of thing. And you pass a large window which shows you the view out onto the city, and behind you you can see the humongous castle. But yeah, there's a large like viewing window as you're kind of queuing to go through what appears to be some kind of security check. Yeah. Um. You guys notice pretty quickly that there is multiple signs up across the top. Um. And that they have common and elvish and dwarvish. And they say different things about like depending on where you are, where you should go. And there is one which says for Adventurers Guild members. Mm-hmm. You've been in the guild for a long time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You do so. Um, there's a half elf standing there. Morning, sir. Welcome to Fordinn. May I see your guild identification, please? Yeah, yeah. It's a badge or it's a thing, whatever it is, you've got it, so it's fine. Yep. Um, you've all got badges. I can remember if I give you some other kind of identification as well, but the badge is fine. Yeah. I have no idea. I don't know. I think you guys are maybe level 2, but probably like 5 or something, I don't know. Anyway, this guy looks at your badge and he says, "Wow, this has been around a long time, hasn't it?" He lets out a whistle. Wow. Like a wow whistle, not a yeah, like that. Yeah. Okay. You been to Fordinn before, sir? Well, it has changed quite a bit over the last few centuries, but there are plenty of guilds all across the city. I'm sure you'll find one which will suit your fancy. They're all quite different, taking different kinds, different types of people. Lots of them associated with other different guilds. One for assassins, one for merchants, one for the priests and the like. So have a look around. You'll find one that probably has the work that'll best suit you, whatever you think that might be. If you're here to try and become part of the Cantavit, then you'll need to head into the castle. Um, the guards are a bit more than just town watching here. They have a lot more training. A lot of them do come from the guild, and if not, they still tend to be from noble families. So bar fights and all that kind of stuff usually has a lot more punishment, so be very careful if you're not on guild business. Starting up fights can be a bit more of an issue. If there is just cause and there is just reason, then the guards will be fair, but just be careful. I'm sure one as yourself, though, does not need these kind of warnings, having been around for so long. Head rotates 180 as saying this to look at literally everyone else behind and turns back. Yeah. Yeah, I know, but anyway. 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 Who's next in the line? Okay. Hello, Mom. Can I see your identification, please? Okay. As, is that, Canis's symbol? Fellas! My apologies, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, we don't get many of the other non-human deities in here. I'm sure you'll find a temple somewhere, but right. I killed them. It's just me. Yeah. So he looks at your identification while he kind of just, keeps talking and such. So have you been to Fordinn before? Ah, well, yes. It is a great place, and you'll find that most people are accepting here. It is the city of men, but we have all kinds and all races here. However, there's a lot of women too. Nobody has the vote. I mean, from where you are right now, you can see male and female guards, and that's about all you have to go on at this point. So you don't really know. Well, you've gone past, so mm. The main gods we have here are Valen and Brawn, the god of the above, the god of the below. Those two main ones. But you'll find Aral and Felis, Malice, Canis. Yeah, some of the yeah, I'm not sure about some of the, you know, other gods. I'm not sure if there's a temple to Amobo anywhere or Vulfal, but most of them have some kind of group of worshippers, but it depends on the amount of the population that, believes in them. There are plenty of Maya here in here in Fordinn. A lot of the Maya. Where have you come from? The forest. Equinox Forest. That's in is that in Equil? Yes. So you remember well, maybe you're too young, but have you heard of the enslaving of the Maya in the past in Equil? Yeah. Well, one of the wars that was fought to save them, the men of Gorfan were a great part of, and many Maya came back with us after we freed them from their slavers. So there's quite a few Maya here now. But you'll find them not too far outside the walls. They do pretty well for themselves. They are skilled artisans. Outside this wall, anyone who is not part of the Cantavet or royalty or has business is outside the wall. There you've got all the industry, most of the artisans, and then you've got the farmlands beyond the plateau. But there's no real segregation. Yes, of course. Sorry. By all means, go through. Of course. My apologies, ma'am. Enjoy Fordin. I'll keep you no longer. Who's next? It doesn't directly, but he is using some kind of magical device to look at it, so it may well show your face. Oh, it's fine. I'm going with what he said anyway. So you've changed your face, but and you would be Anthony Artan, I see. Your father used to have. Your father used to do a lot of business here, I think. Okay, I don't think you understand how these badges work. Oh my. I just got told off for talking too much by your previous friend, so. Tan's already walked off. Yep. Yeah. Tony Artan was famous swordsman in this part. I think he was part of the 5th, maybe 6th Order of Jacobin. Him and his... He had a famous protégé, Poltergeist, I think his name was. They were both asked to join the Order of Jacobin and slay the dragons of Elkhan. Don't believe the name of Arten had much money before that, but with their hoard from the dragon kills, he set up a business, and I mean, that's the last we saw of him, at least 17, 18 years back, but is he still well? Just as you are trying to get at, Anthony, there's lots to all more Artens than meets the eye. And why would that be, Anthony? Okay, can the rest of you be quiet? Because while I know that Chris is rather comical, it makes it a lot harder to RP when other people keep talking in the background. Sorry to kind of shout, but not shout, but be mean, but just so you know. Yeah, that's the word. Well, so you see this device we have here, Anthony. This gives us the information. This gives us the information that is kept within your badge. These badges are connected to you and to your magic, should you have any. This means that if you are changing your face by way of the magic, it'll show me what your actual face is and the face that you are currently using. Yes. You. The people behind you, particularly the lizard folk, are giving you peculiar looks, so you've clearly come with them, and I honestly don't have any more time with this. So move along, and just be warned that if you try this with the guards, they'll probably lock you up. You're welcome, Anthony. Next, please. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Howard, you up next? Very good, very good. Word of caution, sir. We do not have a lot of lizard folk these days, so people might still be a bit flaky towards you, potentially. Yeah. Yeah. Or a bit cold, perhaps. He also said icy, which is quite funny because he said cold and it's like a pun, but yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people, a lot of different peoples in Fordinn at this point, but half-orcs, lizard folk, some of the other less common races are still... There's a lot people don't know about them, and what people don't know they tend to be frightened of, so just keep that in mind, but I'm sure you'll be fine. You look like a very capable warrior. On your way then, and enjoy Fordinn. That's the spirit. Yeah. Salawin pops through a business executive class thing, a couple of like boxes down, and Aris follows Harold through the one that you went to. None of you see the hooded lady go through one of the checkpoints, but you're surprised to find that she is waiting up ahead of you when you all get out of the walkway past the boxes. She raises a cloaked arm at you. Hmm. So yes, you're all standing out, outside now. Outside of the area. Everyone is there. All like flipping 8 of you, I think. Um. Mhm. Um. Thankfully, you hear a shout. Before this goes any further. Excuse me, you there? You guys. It's the captain of the airship who you saw before. Good, good, thanks. Yes, now, you were here to find Poltergeist, right? Yes. Right, well, I believe I know where he will be. And you probably wouldn't have much luck finding him by yourself, so if you'd all like to come with me, that would probably be easier. This way then. He leads you through a... Okay. He leads you through a metal door off to the side, away from where the rest of the passengers are going. And down a set of stairs that takes you part way down the wall and onto a wooden platform, which you all get onto. Right. Something like that. He pulls a lever and says, Brace yourselves, this can be quite fast. And there's a and the platform starts to drop towards the floor. Yeah. It goes very well. Salowin also loses his balance. Yeah. And manages to stumble and fall over as well, but recovers well enough. And a few moments later, the lift hits the ground. The captain, Tolric, which was his name, steps off. This way, we're heading inside, he says, and starts to walk towards the large castle. Okay. Just so I've said what while I remember, Chris, you did look in a box. There was a bunch of different rings. You haven't had a chance to properly examine them, but at least some of them seemed faintly magical. This is your box. The box that were you both given boxes? Sorry, yes. That was in your box. Chris, where did you get your box from? Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? Okay, yeah. The box that you've got, Tan, has a bunch of rings in. The box that Chris has will remain a mystery for now. Um, yeah, it's got like a child safety lock, and you're only 17, so it's yeah. You're turning the lid in a circle instead of lifting it, so it's like not opening. But yeah, well no, that's the line that's going on, but it is a box, so you know. Sure. But this is besides the point. Just don't search for a box with a round lid. Okay. We don't care, we're gonna move on. So yeah, you are led inside past some guards in rather fancy uniforms. They look a lot more kind of regal and formal and competent than a lot of the town guards you see, and a lot more organized as well. They're just kind of hanging around. They're like standing attention at all the entrances and exits and marching on patrols. Yeah, they have quite heavy armor. I didn't really say much. They have quite heavy armor, potentially half plate, or similar. Indeed. And yeah, then they've got like white and kind of silvery robed parts over the armor. You're all being led inside. and yeah, past more guards into a very large kind of hall to the entranceway, where you can see lots of people in clothes similar but a lot less dishevelled than Salowin's, waiting to speak to various regents and dukes and money people and such. And on the other side, you can see people who appear to be other adventurers, judging by their attire and weaponry. And you, um, not at first, but as Captain Torek leads you all past them, yeah, they all start staring. Some of them with surprise, some of them with uh, maybe anger or frustration, and some of them with respect or awe, perhaps. And those of you who had had a look to read the sign above them, which again was written in multiple languages, says Novice of the Cantavit. Novice of the Cantavit. But you are led past this line by Captain Tolwick, and yeah. A couple of them, incline their heads. There's a Maya in there somewhere which waves back. A few of them smile at you. A few of them just keep glaring. Like, if I frown at them enough, they will die, and I will take their place. But yeah, it doesn't work. It's fine. It's fine. It's adventures. It's fine. But yeah, you're led through a couple more corridors and into a smaller room, which is a tad cramped with so many of you in there. But there is a table opposite you, and there are two people sitting there, a man and a woman, wearing very fancy robes, and they have a massive ledger in front of them. And Captain, um, so there are no guards, with you. That's just Captain Torek, but he does kind of do a polite bow as he enters. Captain Torvik, there is no need for that, and we appreciate the pleasantries, but please, we are no higher order than any of you. Do not apologize. It makes a much better impression than a great deal of the Adventures Guild members that we have to talk to. Though usually it is only one or two at a time. This is quite a few more, the man says, looking around. But then these are not the regular circumstances I'm under to understand. These are the ones you told us about, I would assume, Captain Torek. Yes, they are. Some of them helped us with the fire out in that hamlet a few days back, and the rest of them have been a great help in around the ship, and in helping save some more people and get them onto the airship in time. Without them, me and my men would have had a much more difficult job, or at the very least, well, at the most, we maybe wouldn't have made it back at all, and at the very least, we would have taken more losses. So I have great respect for every single one of them at this point, and felt like I couldn't just let them go on their way, knowing the current state of things. Quite. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you all. Please, what are your names? Uva. I cannot say that I've seen one of your kind before. I'm I'm sorry to hear this. Where were you constructed? I see. I think I may know where you're talking about, but I'll leave it to the mystery as you have. The rest of you. A pleasure to meet you, Tan. Felis, the Maya goddess of truth, I believe. Wow, it's always good to have a purveyor of truth within any adventuring party. Keep everyone else on the straight and narrow. And my name, says Aris, is Aris. Aris of Bomobo. Ah. The Pandai. God of, Pandai god of... It's, war, isn't it? No, destruction and gluttony, but there is a lot more to destruction than meaningless destruction, you understand. Well, then you are luckier than most, Tanitha, and yes, do not fret, Aris. We've had clerics of Bomobo here before, some of them meaningfully destructive and others meaninglessly destructive, but your point stands. We are glad to meet you. I'm Salowin Starbright. I'm not really sure. Pleasure to meet you, Salowin. You two look like a great and valuable member of this group. I wouldn't say I'm really. I'm more of an accountant. Ah, so you look after the funds. Well, that is as important a job as any. Don't let them tell you otherwise. That's not. Never mind. Marie also introduced herself. They at least have vaguely heard of her. And they, discuss a little bit. And then they look to the rest of you. What about you, young sir? What is your name? You look strikingly familiar. to Poltergeist, I would assume. So that is the connection. I see now. I knew your father only for a couple of years, a long time ago, but he was a great man. And so is Poltergeist, if a bit all over the place these days, but we'll get to that after. And you, they look at Harold, who is staring off into space. Vinhurst! Vinhurst, eh? Quite a nice place. We've been there in the past, and a carpenter is a surefire profession. What made you come out here and be an adventurer? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but carpenters do very well, especially in Vinhurst. A fair enough answer. I quite agree. Vinhurst is a long way away from here. I would not say that many people travel that far, but the longing to travel is certainly something that most people feel from time to time. They look to the hooded figure at the end of the row for a moment. She raises a cloaked hand again. Doesn't really do anything else. Well, if we should carry on, says Torek, breaking the silence. So, yes, you guys are here to see Poltergeist, and you want to make that happen. I'm sure it is very important, and you have done a great amount of deeds for us. However, there are some issues at the moment in Fordinn. Yes, we've been having some unrest, unfortunately. There have been groups of outsiders from a cult of some kind, or a group called the World Enders. No, 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 no. No, you see, these World Enders, they go around the lower. I will just remind you guys that you have encountered the World Enders before. Cool, cool. I was just making sure. Yeah, yeah. The World Enders. Okay. Yes, so they head to the lower city where the less well-off people are, and claim to them that in fancy words and eloquent poems that are very easy to listen to, that the end of the world is coming, so why not take what you want now, and so on and so forth, which has caused quite a lot of crime and forced us to be a bit more heavy-handed than we would like with our troops. As such, getting anywhere between the walls and stuff is a lot more difficult than normal, and finding Poltergeist is going to be a real problem if you're constantly having to provide identification every single street you go down. hmm Make me an insight roll with advantage. Yeah. Wisdom. He seems perfectly genuine. Yeah. You can't read into what he's saying too much. You're not particularly looking at him when he says it, and then you're like, hang on, this feels like something I should be checking. He said it now, I can't really check. So yeah, it's not so much that you didn't look at him, but no, it's not so much that you couldn't read him, but you just weren't paying enough attention to his face at the moment when he said it because you weren't aware that he was about to say something which he might be lying about. If that makes sense. But yes, they go on. So, the captain here had an idea, and we agree with him on this one. Have any of you here heard of the Can't Have It? It makes sense. None of you really have been to Fordinn before, and those of you who have may haven't been in the same capacity as you are here now. The Can't Have It is our elite troops. All the people that you've seen around the palace are part of the Can't Have It. The people you saw outside, who all looked like adventurers, were on their way to apply to become novice, the first level in the Can't Have It. They are groups of knights, I suppose you'd call them, who are trained and equipped with the best that Fordinn can offer. They are the vanguard of any army and the saviours of the city and any of the surrounding villages. Getting appropriate members is often difficult. We get a lot of adventurers applying, and while some of them are incredible fighters, there's also the matter of discipline and honesty and truth and valour. It is not just fighting skill that makes someone a member of the Can't Have It. There is a small trial that occurs if your interview is successful. After this point, well, you will become novice, and then you have to complete what is known as the gem trial. Then you become a member of the Can't Have It itself. The gem trial is pretty simple in theory. You have to go into the gem forest, find the lair of the Gorfan Gemkeeper. That's a dragon, by the way, and take a gem and get out. Sounds simple? Not simple. But that bit's not particularly relevant just yet. No, well, kind of, but not exactly. We don't need you to perform the trial. No, don't ignore the dragon part. That was just context and explaining our history. You do not need to perform the gem test. Don't worry about that for now. Or don't worry about that at all. Unless at one point in the future you wish to do it, in which case you can worry about it then. But forget the gem trial. What we are saying, the lady speaks up, is that we're granting you all the rank of novice. It will give you clearance to get around the city and respect with the inhabitants. The Cantavet is largely made up of adventurers, and adventurers are still a part of the guild. They come and go. Some of them come and stay. Some of them go and don't come back. Hmm. For many, it is a great honour to be a part of the Cantavet of Fordinn, but such as yourself perhaps does not seek such things. But there are pieces of equipment that we give out to members of the Cantavet, and there is information that only a Cantavet can get a hold of. And above that, the reputation within the people means that if you need lodgings or food, you are likely to get it free or at a reduced price from people. The Cantavet, thankfully, has a very positive reputation. So, the World Enders. When we said that before, there was a look on some of your faces as if you had heard that name. Have you had dealings with them? Hmm. Yes, we've heard about the incidents in Necros and yeah. It's okay. Duke Gawain, I assume it was. He's been on our radar for a long time. What's radar, you ask? You'll never know, but we're moving on. We haven't been able to do anything about him, and, well, yeah, he's disappeared now, but we bear no ill will for the burning down of his property here. No, but Poltergeist does tend to keep us informed. He is a member of the High Cantavet himself, and he himself has been looking into these World Enders for a few years now. All that we ask is that you seek him out and try and see if there's any way you can help us with these groups of World Enders, and that'll be more than payment enough. The people outside the palace tend to be the honoured Cantavet, which is Kind of. It's after an amount of service or sacrifice. Many do it by um, choice as well, but it is a position that many who are not guarding the palace also hold. We've seen it as you've been through many trials already. However, if you really wish to take the trial, then we can make that happen. No, it has not happened before, but exactly. Consider your trial as all the fights you've had up until this point. No, Howard's upset because it's not normal. But breaking normalcy in an attempt to do it? Yeah, that would make sense. Anyway, alignments. Eh, yeah, that's fair. Okay. Very well. Well, if you head through this door, we'll get you all sorted. The two people sitting down aren't coming with you. Captain Torek is still there. Salowin he's very bewildered. Yeah, go for it. Yep. Yeah, I mean he tried to explain to them, but they just didn't get the right end of the stick. Yep. It do be that way sometimes. Well, Novice is just new. Cantaris is crew, I think. You're the part of the crew. And then there's the Cantavit, the Honoured Cantavit, the High Cantavit, and the Supreme Cantavit. Yeah, they're not in Latin. They're just normal words. I mean, Supreme might be derived from Latin, I think, but isn't honore or is that like Greek? I can't remember, and it doesn't really matter. You were all led through into another room where there are a number of smiths, and tailors and people who start running around you and uh, measuring you and taking sizes and such. before heading off and starting to construct. Yeah, fair. You guys stand there and watch. If you've never seen like people smithing and tailoring before, it's pretty interesting to watch. Yeah, they look at you and they're kind of like, hmm, yeah, yeah. Um, they're like, give us a moment, we'll come up with something. Yeah, yeah. They run off and start thinking, but the other ones start, hammering together, you know, small pieces of like metal. None of it seems like proper armor sets. It just seems like stuff that will help bolster what you've already got. Um, and yeah, after some time, it is ready. They've come back and they've had a plan. They have created a special magical paint which should not affect your armor or your ability to transform, but holds the same properties as the fabric that they are using within the other items. Unfortunately, there's nothing they can do about the armor issue, but yeah, I was going to say you're pretty devastating already. So I had it said you don't worry. I was waiting for Denial to return, and now he has. Oh, yeah. Do that in a sec. Do that in a sec. Do not do it just yet. Wait until we do a couple minutes, and then we'll do a break, and then you can do it. Um, but yeah. So these guys fit you with additional little pieces of armor here and there to help fill out your armor sets more. You guys can decide where those are based on what armor you've got, so on and so forth. These do not, I'm afraid, no. Yeah, it's not expanding just yet. No, we're doing it now. Um, sorry, yes, Chris can do that in a minute, you're correct. No, so, everyone apart from Ruva, your AC goes up by 1. Additionally, through these metal pieces are fastened fabrics of white, and again, it like the forest. It's grey, but it's more like it's a very very fine grey, and it kind of shimmers when the sun catches it. But one of the tailors explains that it's actually woven from some of the trees of the gem forest, and that it will shimmer in any light. And so now, no matter what light you guys are into, whether it's dark or dim light or bright light. I mean, obviously in bright light you can see anyway, but if it's dim light or dark, you can still see each other with or without dark vision if you're within 30 feet of each other. You basically glow in the dark. No, it's only to each other. It's magic. Why is it completely useless to you? Yeah. You can, yeah, but, Tough, you've got it anyway. Be appreciative, damn it, Anthony. And yeah, the paint that they've put on U-Revert functions for the exact same purpose. They also give you all an insignia. That's part of like the metal and stuff, I guess. Which says that you're part of the novice of the Cantavit. And an article that goes in your arm called the Articulo Mortis, which is an experimental new weapon using something called gunpowder, which blasts tiny bits of metal a short distance once per short rest. It fires 10 feet, that's its range. You have proficiency, it uses dex, and it's 3d6 piercing damage. Each of you get that, and Ruva, they figure out a way to attach that to you as well. Yep. You find another unused USB port and plug it in. So yeah, the gum, the Articulo Mortis, back it's gone. Yeah, you guys type that down. Dan, you can restart now. We'll take a quick break. And we'll be back in a minute. 3d6 piercing. Everyone counts as proficient with it, yeah? Yep. Yep. And it uses dex. 4. Yes, you do. Nice. You have it. Shillalach. Right, yeah, I'll be back in a moment. Everyone back? Okay, we shall continue. I just got a message from Jacob being like, sorry, I only just saw your message, so... Yeah, well, I was like, it's my game tonight, but you're welcome to join us if you message me by early enough so we can sort our character for you. Which you didn't, so... Alas. Yeah, it's fair enough. So, yes. You guys have all been kitted out in your... +1. Were you paying any attention, Chris? Okay. No, I waited. I waited, especially for you to come back down before I said anything. That's all right. Yes. What is it? Oh yes, that was a big book. Probably. Hmm. But you've got that written down. Okay. Okay. Anthony, what languages can you speak? Okay, so it's probably in Celestial. Uh-huh. Well then, maybe we just didn't know that. It is a book in Celestial. It has a lot of dates in it, and a lot of events from the past. All of which, at this point, mean absolutely nothing to you. But he hasn't read all of it. We will come back to that. I have got up what it is, but we haven't got quite to it just yet. So I will leave that for now. But no, yeah, thank you for reminding me. So yeah, you guys are all, sorted out and everything. And then Torvik comes back in and says, "Ah, good. You all look very, very Fordinian now. You got over that. You're not doing that anymore. He got over it in like session. He got over it. He's doing the thing protagonists do in a game whereby at the end of one season they've, resolved their fault and then they go back to square one at the start of the next season. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Um. Anyway, wait, let's not do this. So, um, so now all we need to do is try and locate Poltergeist. I have put out a messenger to try and find him, but goodness knows if they've managed to or not. I've asked a couple of the guards to feedback information from some of the posts to see if they've seen him recently. Can everyone make me a perception check, please? But we've had no luck so far, unfortunately. Yeah. What about you, on Aaron? Ruva, initiate, perception. Okay, that's right. Okay, so 17. So Anthony and Harold. Um, yeah, Anthony and Harold, and then slightly after Ruva and Tanitha, you're just pretty excited about your new stuff. Um, you suddenly see some it's a very high room, so there's lots of kind of silhouettes in the corners from where the light isn't hitting. You suddenly see them move and see that there's actually figures there. You, and Anthony at first. Okay, moving time on. Ruva, you see them. No, you don't. You got an 11. No, apparently not. There's lots of shadows in the corner of the room, and then after a bit of time, after you maybe noticed uh, Anthony and Harold just kind of glancing up, you look up and you see there's figures moving up on the ceiling, wearing all black. They are full figures. At least like 15 feet in the air. Yes, I said you could see them. Yes, you can see them. No, the figures came out of the shadows. They appear to be people. Yeah. At, after you wave at them, Captain Toig looks up and goes, "What the hell?" And at this point, um, they they start throwing what look like circular sparky things down in your general direction. And I need everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw. What, it's a pretty damn big room. It's about 50 feet by 50 feet square. Alas. Okay, very nice. Harold, you see this and manage to like you have a shield, right? Do you not have a shield? I can't remember. Does Harold have a shield? Yes. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me a moment, and then yeah, sure. Okay, no, describe now, because yeah, Chris. Yeah, it's many small explosions that kind of combine to be one big explosion. Hmm Well, there we go. Harold, you have a shield, right? Yep. So yeah, you managed to get your shield up and just soak the force of the explosions, but it's not too bad. The others around you managed to dive to the side or get knocked out of the way. Um, yeah. Tanitha, you try and like get down. But you manage to one lands unfortunately right at your feet. Um, and so you kind of get your shield out, but the blast still takes your feet out from under you. And Ruva, two of them land right next to you, which just isn't great. To be fair. How many damage, boys, do you take? So you take 7, Tan takes 7, the rest of you take 3, and if you have resistance to fire damage, then less. So you two take 1, Tan takes 3, Ruva takes 7. Yeah, I don't know. No, not anymore. Yes, please, roll initiative. Is our battery again? Okay. Dex. Okay. Yeah, if you guys can type your total in for me, thank you. You have. Uh-huh. For sake, where's the... Okay. Okay, so there are a great deal of you. I need... Okay, so the order is figures, followed by Tan, followed by Harold, followed by Anthony, followed by Ruva, followed by the rest of the Misfits. Okay. So, the figures jump down. Currently, there are 5 of them around you. I should also report that most of the artisans and blacksmiths have legged it or in the process of. And Tolric is on the floor and appears to be unconscious. He appears to have a wound on his temple. Yeah, so the figures all jump down, surrounding you kind of generally, no one specifically at this point. Anthony, 2 of them come towards you and try to grab you. So I'm going to need you to make an opposed strength roll. Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, you don't need to beat much. Yeah. These guys try to grab you, but they kind of hit into each other instead, and you manage to duck out the way before they really manage to actually get you. Hmm. Aha. One of them jumps down and is like, "Ha!" and lunges with their short sword towards Vuva and just they it was pretty terrifying experience. Um, yeah. Um, yeah. Another one drops down and makes their way towards Harold and swings. What is Harold's AC? Well, they get a 1, so they trip over a piece of new rubble that has appeared from the explosions and don't even swing close. And the final one goes for Tanitha. Nice, yeah, maybe. Okay, yeah, no chance. No, that's fine. Oh, okay. Fair. I see. Um, yeah, you guys are all, you know, proving your ability right here, at the moment. So, Tan, it is your turn. Mm-hmm. Okay. You could use up to all of it, I think. You can just use up to the whole pool you have. Make me a medicine roll. He's got a wound on his head. Okay. He is alive, but just. Okay. Um, yeah, you really put all of the healing that you can possibly muster into him, and you see the wound clearing a bit, and he's stabilizing. But if he takes any other like hit of anything, then it's probably going to be too much. So he's stable for now, but yeah, literally any other attack might prove fatal. Um, that being said, you did just run away from a person you're in combat with, so I did forget about that. Yeah, they do just catch you with this. But yeah, I don't think you really care at this point. Yeah. Yeah, so you take 8 points of slashing damage. Yep. Harold, you are next. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Sunblade, ignite. Don't know, what would Harold do? Yeah. They don't have, yeah. In general. Okay. Very good, very good. It's like 8 or something, I think. This is to hit. Yeah, and another 2. You add... Okay. It's +7. It's... Where did the... Wait, hang on, why? Yes, I was adding stuff wrong. Okay. Yeah, 9. In which case that is still enough to hit. Plus... +2 extra, +4, +2 from dueling, so it's 8. So D8 +8. That's right, that's right. 14. Nice. I can't remember. Did he really? Yeah. So yeah, you managed to sear this guy across the chest with the sunblade. He's not undead, sadly. Um, Indeed. Anthony. Hmm. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Yep. That is a hit. Nice. Yeah, you smack the stick into the one of them. It's pretty great. So so you remember for next time, Anthony, you get 2 attacks now. No, sorry, Harold. For next time, you get. Well, I told you when we leveled up your character. Yeah, I told you. I told you this level up as well. Okay. Um. Yeah. No. It's a really bad idea. Tan. Also, in case you'd forgotten, you also have 2 attacks at this point. Yeah. So Ruva, you're next. The guy in front of you is possibly regretting his decision, but, you know, he's still there. As in enemies. Roll me a d20. You can manage. You can get 3 of them if you line up right. Okay. Nope. Maybe. What is it? One of them got 9. Sorry, one of them got 10. The others got 15. Okay. Well then, you hit. Yep, they did. Okay. Oof. Ooh. Okay, so which 3 does this hit? It hits the one that is in front of you, obviously. I think it probably hits the one. Yeah, I think it probably hits the one that's fighting, or that Tan is currently ignoring. And yeah. And the other one is gonna hit the other one that Anthony was fighting. Yeah, just lightning. That was a good light sound, but yeah, lightning. Rest of the Misfits. Marie, is gonna sneak attack from the back. The other one that's attacking Anthony with a sword, which hits. No, yes, yay. Marie hits the enemy that's attacking Anthony. Great damage there, Marie. That was really worth it. I mean, it's enough because of the lightning. The guy's kind of just there, a bit frazzled, and just gets stabbed through the back and goes down. Salawin is kind of just like, ah! Aims his articulate mortis at the closest one, which is the one fighting Harold currently, and just blasts at it. So he hits. He may be cleric, but he's naturally very dexterous. Because, you know, elf, and that all elves are dexterous, right? That's how that works. Yeah. So yeah, he blasts into the side of this guy. Who it does not die, but is covered in bits of shrapnel now and has been, you know, burned with the sun sword. Yeah, but being only one shot, he runs and hides behind one of the anvils that's nearby. You can hear him just shouting, "Why the hell am I still here? I tried to get out and it didn't flipping work, and now I'm gonna die." And it, yeah. Alice is gonna run over to where Tan is and swing his hammer at the bad guy. It ain't go well. It doesn't go well. But he's here now and distracting the enemy. So there's that, I suppose. Yeah. And finally, mysterious hooded lady throws another throwing knife in the direction of the one that is currently in front of Ruva, which hits it square in the forehead, and he goes down, just crumples to the floor. Okay. You guys hear above you movement, and another 5 drop down. It is not. And I'm going to need another dex save from everyone as they throw more bombs. Nice. 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 Right, we need an 18, Harold. Damn it. 2 times 9 is 18, I suppose, but you know, so. Yeah, I know. But... okay. 10 damage. If you've got resistances, take that as you will. You will take half damage, you will take 5, and then whatever. Anyway, Howard is only takes 10. You will get hit by it. I said. Yeah. I said. You might have them, Harold, in which case you take less. But yeah, I just said deal with that as you would. Well, as in he takes 10 instead of the 5, and then you can figure out his resistances, is what I meant. I just didn't explain it very well. Cool. Yeah, right. What I'm going to do at this point is clear the drawing and lay this out, because we've got a lot of people on the field now. Okay, again. That's all right. So, we have 1, 2. Yes, you were. Figures is the enemies. That would make sense, but no. So yeah, the figures are going first, but then you're next. Yeah. He's back. So after Chris is there, who's still currently fighting one? Still one of... yes, that one is. Yeah. Indeed they did. The one fighting Howard is just about alive. Okay, cool. So, right, yeah, just bear with me while I figure out the rest of these ones. Oh no. Oof. Nice. Yeah. Never trust umbrellas. Yep. Bad, bad. No, yes, you are. That is Salowin. Yeah, you're the green one. You're the bright green one. You're the, yeah. No, it's a slightly different color. I'll change it more. Cool, thank you. It looked more different on the palette than it actually turned out to be. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, the other one with you is Marie, Chris. Marie's with you. Okay, so back to the top. No, that'd be the bad guys. No, they haven't been yet. The bomb throwing was an additional thing that they can do because they suck. Um, yeah. Uh, so yeah, a couple of them are moving towards Vuva, and one towards Mysterious Knife Lady. And they shall make their attacks. The one going for Harold, he's very much in pain and not doing very well, so he lunges, but you very easily parry him at this point. Okay, I think that one, yeah, 19 hits you, right, Chris? Well, 22 hits you, I would assume. Okay, you take 8 points of damage. Slashing damage, I'm afraid. Yeah. Oh. And another 6 points. But you avoid the next attack. Okay. And that attack misses. Misses. What's his name? Mrs. Aris, who has distracted the attention. Doesn't hit Ruva. Doesn't hit Ruva. Doesn't hit scary knife lady. Mm. Not every Pandai is Jackwood. Jackwood can be any Pandai, but not every Pandai is Jackwood. Okay, right. It is now Chan. Nice. He attacked Aris. And I moved my mic away because I'm dumb. Yeah, he attacked Aris, but Aris is good. Mike. Oh. Okay, go for it. +1. Nice. Well, that's a hit. Ah, dead. That's fine, but he's still dead. Describe what happens. Oh, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Haha. Such is the way. Yeah. Indeed. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Uh, Harold. Mhm. I mean, yes, you can, because you can make 2 attacks. Yes. Well, yep, that's a hit. First one's a hit. Second one doesn't hit, but he's dead after the first hit, I would imagine. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he's very much dead. Mhm. Yep. Is it something about the sun? Here comes the sun. Do do do. Or boo. Maybe. Maybe that was after you attacked the people from ambush. That sounds about right. Okay. Very cool. Next up. Next up is Vuva. Uh-huh. Mhm. Oh, did I miss you out? Oh yeah, I did. My bad. Sorry, Weaver. It's Anthony's go. Um, no, one of them is injured. Yeah, one of them's uninjured. The other two are very much not injured. Mm-hmm. So, necrotic touch. Yeah, because they've got to be next to you so you can touch them. Yes. Oh my gosh, the shoulder touch. Mhm. Okay. I mean, it's because of this move that you take 2 other hits, but sure. Because you can't do that when there's 2 other people in combat with you without them actually hitting you. It's not gonna happen. But, yeah. Yeah, they're dead. Haha. That's almost as much as you lost. No, they did hit you. I was just retroactively saying from when they did hit you. No, I'm not actually going to make them roll because it's your attack action, but... Okay. Now it's Ruva's go. Yeah. Oh, every time, I swear. Sorry. Yes, we have been. Yes, double damage after the dice. Nice. Eesh. He's still alive, just. Just barely. He goes to hit you with his sword, he goes to stab, and it gets deflected off, and then in like a second, suddenly the teeth just clamp onto the middle of his arm. Yeah, it's... Mm, yeah. Wow. Nice. Okay. So, next up. Um, does this look about... Yeah, this is roughly accurate. Aris is going to run to assist over here. Not that a lot needs assisting with, but you know. He swings with his hammer and hits the foe. The other one that is attacking with but hasn't taken damage yet. Just smacks him in the side with his hammer. Marie is gonna attack the one in front of him. That's another hit. Okay. It's hit for an amount of damage. Sadowid is still hiding in the corner. Sadowid has no weapon, really, at this point, so it's probably for the best. Yeah, that's yeah. It's that one. It's that one. Okay. Yeah, and yep. Scary Knife Lady cuts into this guy. End of the round. Guess what? Well, maybe, but first off, there's more. Another 5. Maybe not, but we'll find out. Maybe too late. Oh, lucky you. Unlucky you? Yeah. Yeah. He is there, yeah. Okay, yes. No bombs this time, though, so, you know, there's that. Howard, a new challenger enters the fray. He's slightly better, but he's still no match for your samurai skills. Chris, 3 of these guys make a grab for Anthony. You need to beat 22. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Up to you. Nope. I saw a 0 and I was like, ah! It's a 10. You managed to try and get them off of you, but these 3 managed to grab you and start to pull you away. Okay, yeah, this is true, but, not if you're grappled. Ow! I don't know. Tam was trying to get past you to get to the captain, but you blocked their path, so they attack you instead. One of them is trying to get to the captain, but you block their path. So they attack you instead, but they miss. The other one attacks you from behind. What's your AC again? 19. Yeah, they don't hit. Oh. Make me a. I think it's Aaron's mic. Cool. Make me a perception roll, Tan. At disadvantage. No. You are focusing on keeping these guys away from the captain. You are... No, there's too many people between you and them. Hmm. Um... Yeah, enter. Yeah, make me a perception roll with at disadvantage again, but yeah. Okay, yeah, you don't notice just yet, but you'll notice by the start of next round. So that by the start of your next turn, you'll notice. You don't notice this turn. Um, yeah. So indeed. So that one's gone. That one's gone. That one's gone. Those three have gone. So one of them is going for. Luckily not, because it's mostly stone. One of them. Yeah. One of them does manage to get underneath your plating, Aaron, for 6 damage. He got a 21. Mm. And another one comes close, but does not quite penetrate the armor. That one misses the metal lady. That one does. And that one does take a hit. There is 2 directly attacking you, but there's kind of 3, 4 around you. One of them's fighting the lady, and one of them's fighting Aris, but they're still kind of there. Okay. Tan. Yes. Indeed. Yes, that's a hit. The second one is. Very nice, very nice. Oof. Yeah. Very nice. Not dead, but pretty close. Pretty much injured. Pretty well injured. He is not, sadly. Yeah. It is, it is. No, indeed. Harold. You killed one guy and another guy showed up. And did literally no better. You can. One's a hit. Very good. You good? Oh yeah, bite this guy. I mean, you haven't taken any or much damage yet, have you? From that perspective. Oh, fair enough, huh? Okay. You have to roll an attack first, though, right? I think it's strength plus proficiency. Yeah. Close, but sadly not a hit. Manages to just shift out of the way as you snap forward. Says fencing word, tries bite. Samurai pose. It is a complete mix. It's what makes him so unpredictable. Never tell. Probably boo. Anthony can make me a. They are holding you. They have grappled you. Nope. Can't use spells or make attacks when you're grappled. No. Wait. What are the components for that spell, Chris? Oh. Make me an attack roll. Yeah. No, I'm reading up now. I'm mixing up with the old grapple rules. Yeah, no, that much is true. Yeah. Yeah. Roll to try and break free. Yeah. That was a 7. So yeah, you don't manage to break free. But you certainly can make an attack roll. Yes. Okay, yep, you managed to catch one of them. How much damage? Okay, so many 11s. Okay. Right. Next up is Ruva. Tanitha Tanvini, Anthony Artan, and Dungeon DM Master. Okay, sorry, Ruva, so you've done Healing Word. Does it require the sky? Hmm. Okay. Just about, yes. Oof. How much damage did he take last time? 24. Yes, he is dead exactly. Hmm. Oh no. Oh no. It is. Make me an intimidation roll. You're just kind of so big and hulking that he doesn't really see it happen. So he's kind of like, well, shoot, he's dead. But I already dispatched the one that was. Yeah, I already removed the one who was destroyed, so it's all good. But yeah, that is another one down. Time for the other Misfits. Oh wow. I think in stretching we can just change the size in the settings. So Marie is trying to. What have you done? Nice. So okay, we're gonna move on. Um. Shh. That's the title. Yeah. No. Speaking of, Marie is trying to get them off of you, but it's there's a lot of them, and you know they're moving quite a speed. So she's doing her best, but yeah. Um, Alice does manage to bash one of the other ones again, and Salowin's still hiding in the corner. Mysterious hooded lady, however, notices. No, she has been very quiet until this point. She notices that Anthony has been taken away, and with a leap, jumps high into the air, and then a second later, in midair, you see 4 bladed arms tear through the cloak, revealing a metal carapace very similar to Ruva's inside. Shh! And dive down towards the other creatures, the people. No, that's 3 hits. Yeah. Yeah, so you just see this flash of metal in the corner of your eye, Anthony, as you're trying to get them off of you, and then suddenly you hear a slicing sound, and one of the people that was holding on and pulling you away, the arms are still there, but the rest of the body has been detached from them. And you just hear a thud as it crashes to the ground. And you can't see this because it's behind you, but the rest of you who see this display see a creature more feminine in physique than Ruva, turn round with 4 incredibly long bladed arms, and these deep glowing red eyes. A very different kind of body horror to Ruva, but still terrifying. Just turn around and extend these bladed arms towards the 2 remaining kidnappers, I suppose is what they are. Yeah, it's exactly what they are, isn't it? Because it's good. You've seen this. You will see that. Wow. Actually, it's all more like blub 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 now. Okay. These guys are gonna do their attacks. That's not a hit. That misses Vuva. That misses Vuva. That misses Vuva. That misses Mereg. That misses Tanithur. That does hit Harold, I think. What's Harold's AC? Yeah, that just hits Harold. My gosh, your ACs are all pretty ridiculous at this point. 7 damage. You're so distracted by this that you just don't manage to parry in time. Nicks your arm. And that's not a hit either. Good job, guys. Well, you've been, like, in the way, so they haven't had a chance to. Yeah. It's more like that, probably, actually. I see, never set up very well. Yeah, okay, right. Tan. Mm-hmm. If you're within range of them, yeah, I would say. So you could hit the other one if you kill him on the first blow. That's a hit. He's still alive. 7. Hit. Fair. Yeah. No, he's got the same amount of health as all the others. Yeah. Yeah, because you hit him and then he got electrocuted by Ruva for 22 damage. That's yeah. Yeah. That's why. Well, yeah, he's dead now. Okay, Harold, your turn. Yes. Mm-hmm. Of course. No, it's all good. Harold, former commenter of the perfectly adequate local Windhurst and presently Go Shopping Centre, children at Magnuson. Very nice. — 15 and 17. Those are both hits. Yeah, he's dead, isn't he? Yeah. Yeah, he's dead. Slap. Combination of stash and slash. Nice. Mm-hmm. Naturally. Very good, very good. Mm-hmm. Okay, Anthony. There is still one guy. Yeah, sorry, there's still 2 guys grappling you. But not very strong. Yeah. Yes. Alas, no. You've nearly broken free though, but you can still deal damage. Mm-hmm. That's a hit. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Nice. Aha. Very good. River. 2, kind of 3. That's not a knife. This is an ice knife. Thousandth level. Second level. No, they're like each at poles. Yep, okay. They managed to avoid the attack. They do not avoid this part of the attack. Nope, he does not avoid that. Aha. Nice. Still up, but yeah, ouch. It was a hit. It was a hiss. Who knows? Ooh, that's a hit from me. Okay. This one is successfully dispatched. So their last guy probably doesn't have any chance. No. Okay. Anthony is free. Very, very covered in blood, but free. From the previously cloaked lady just slicing off limbs of some of them, and Mary just stabbing. You didn't manage to kill any of them, no. No. Yeah, but he'd already taken damage. Yeah. You'd nearly killed him. Um. But yeah, you're free. Hmm. Um. Wait, why am I actually rolling that? I don't know. One moment. One moment. One moment. I did. Also did. Okay. Okay, so that's not gonna. Corner. Okay. We're gonna wrap this up here because it's getting pretty late, and we know what's gonna happen. Yeah, I also do. Um, Anytime between 6 and half 8. I mean, I start at 9, but I can go in earlier and then just, take the day back if I get extra hours, so fair. Anyway, yes. Quick, I'll just do a quick summary of the ending now and then you can disappear. So yeah, between the two terrifying metal titans and all the rest of you, you managed to quickly dispatch the rest of the foes. Captain Tolwick is carried off to the infirmary to be taken care of. Hopefully he is going to make it, they think. So that's nice. And you all, yeah, and yeah, you're all called back to speak to the two people you previously spoke to again to discuss what happened. And not the most polished ending, but we will leave it there. What? Oh yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yep. See ya, Aaron. Bye. Yep. Oh, that's so cute. That is amazing. Fair. Yeah, it's gone. It was right on the roll 20, but it's not anymore. You will never know. Yep, fair. See you later. Fair. Yeah, he's gone. I don't know the hair. I just thought it looked a bit like mouse-like. Maybe that's just me. Good night, Chris. I was meant to reveal that that was flipping Mereg like 4 sessions ago. But then Aaron wasn't here. And it's a lot less important if Ruva's not here. Indeed. That was a little plug for Blindwave, I suppose. Goodbye, broadcast. Goodbye.